This is not a kid-friendly show.
Yo, what is really good, my dudes? Today is July the 3rd, 2017, and we got another RuneScape update for y'all. So today we see a new boss coming into the Slayer dungeon in Menafos. This is a 115 Slayer required boss to kill, and you need a key of the crossing that you get as a monster drop from monsters within the Sophanem Slayer dungeon. Now, the Magister does count towards Devourer tasks, however, the Slayer helmet will not work to boost damage in this boss fight. It is also important to note that it is required for the Reaper title to get your comps back as well. So, what does this new boss have to offer? The big drop of this boss is a scripture that lets you unlock one of 3 blessings. You're going to need all 3, however, but you can choose whichever one you want if you get one of these scriptures. With those 3 blessings, you can combine them with the tier 82 Kopesh of the Caridians that you get from Slayer monsters in the Sophanem dungeon and Shifting Tombs for the offhand variants. Those 2 will be buffed to tier 92 melee dual wield weapons when you add the 3 blessings to each. If you're lucky enough, you may also come across something known as Gloves of Passing. These are new tier 85 melee gloves that have a special effect when you wear them. After using the dual wield ability Havoc, the damage of your next attack against the same target will be boosted by 7%, essentially being the needle strike for melee. So this is going to really buff the damage you can expect from dual wield melee. One key will allow you 1 attempt at killing this boss. Should you fail, you have to use a new key of the crossing. So bear that in mind when going to fight this boss. This does have a new boss pet, which is required for Insane Final Boss. It is a bobblehead version of him that you can use as an override for your familiars. For those who have Master Quest Cape, there is going to be 5 lore book drops added to this boss. They're not 100% drop rate, but they do have thresholds, and they can also be dropped from Slayer monsters in the dungeon itself that count towards your threshold. So that's everything I got for the Magister. Go out and get yourself some drops, my dudes. So with that out of the way, we're going to jump right into the patch notes. Let's just check those out. Multi-hit special attacks such as Dragon Dagger, Dragon Claws, and Armadale Battle Staff special attacks once again hit the correct number of times. Menafos reputation now caps correctly on the tooltip. The chance to receive a Soul Devourer soul has been increased. There's now an increased chance to receive a creature's soul if the player has 200 million Slayer XP. A 3-second delay has been added between catching souls for Slayer Codex. The Soul Obelisk demands your full attention. Duels will now be cancelled when interacting with it. Abyssal demons no longer teleport through the entrance barrier in a player-owned Slayer dungeon. Simona now only assigns creatures in Sophanem Slayer dungeon if the level requirement to kill them is met. Players can no longer understand Fiza when attempting to talk to her without a Ghost Speak amulet. An issue that was preventing the quest point total being updated correctly until logging out after completing the Crocodile Tears or Fight Club quests have been fixed. Iris Starkist now only appears in the appropriate location. Crocodile Tears can no longer be started without meeting the quest requirements. Graphical issues with the Desert Treasure Pyramid have been resolved. Players can now interact with the Magic Carpet Dust and Manifest Knowledge after logging out and back in again. The teleport option to Acadia Trees has been added to the Nature Sentinel outfit. Players can now right-click a tomb entrance for a list of locations to travel to. A number of spelling and grammar errors in the Menafos content has been fixed. Confused citizens of Menafos no longer disconnect players if they can't remember what they need. World map labels have been added to Menafos faction leaders. Some unusual pathing around Raja the Mammoth has been fixed. Some patches of grass have been removed from Menafos. 2 typos and a 5% boost buff icon for Menafos has been fixed. Some flickering has been removed from the purple Menafite tents in desert. And missing floors have been added to the buildings in Polnevich. And here are a couple of hot fixes that went live last week, as well as some cold fixes. You could pause it at any time during this portion of the video to check them out for yourself, should you wish to do so, but these were already in-game prior to this game update, so nothing new here. Anyways, finally finishing off with some ninja fixes, it's no longer possible to change action bars by clicking the number or dragging items to them while they are locked. The fail rate of crossing the Vine Agility shortcut at the Herblore Habitat has been lowered. Filters on the chat interface have been repositioned to better display them and increase usability. Mammoth tusks are now 100% dropped from Archeon mammoths. Eating food from Mammoth Feast's special move no longer drains adrenaline. The anti-poison totem can now be worn in the pocket slot with no defensive stats, and reducing poison damage by 50% except in Pyramid Plunder. It's also still possible to equip it in the offhand slot as before. So that is it for the patch notes. Links to the patch notes as well as the main game update will be down in the description below if you want to go check them out for yourself. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Liked it if you enjoyed it. If you are not subscribed yet, you want to stay updated on all things RuneScape related, then you are already in the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Peace.